Hi there, it's Stacy Peterson, funny motivational speaker and speaker coach. And I have a fabulous thing I'm offering for you. It's an end of the year special, but what it really is it's really for 2025. So if you are someone who has been wanting to finally become a motivational speaker, or you're currently a motivational speaker and you know you could be doing better, this offer is for you. What it is 1 year, the entire year of 2025 of unlimited 1 hour one-on-one Zoom coaching from me. Um, and I'm going to share some about it to give you a better understanding of what it is and who I am and why I'm offering it. So, the very first thing is that I do not push people like cattle through a coaching program that's all the same. I personally, as a speaker, have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on speaker coaching programs that were not customized to me. And 90% of what was taught didn't work for me because my style of speaking was unique, my industry was unique, and basically my story was unique. So, yes, there are some common elements in speaking, but it was 100% not tailored to me, and therefore, I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money. So, with this particular coaching thing, there is no agenda on my end. I am not taking you through a program. What it is who you are and where you're at in your speaking journey. We start there and what your needs are to help you reach the goals that you have for the year of 2025. Whether you're just starting out and you don't know anything about the industry, but you know, maybe you have a book or you just know this is something you want to do. It's helping you find your message and helping you find your market and getting assets that you need to sell yourself as a speaker and then creating the keynote and all of those things. That might be where you're at. You might be a speaker who is pretty good, but accidentally boring. And you know that if you had more entertainment or performance skills, you could push yourself to a higher price range and possibly book more. Um, or you just feel stuck. That's okay. That's what this is. So basically, we meet, we figure out where you are, what your goals are, and we work from there. And like I said, it is 100% customizable to you because we all have a different story, we all have a different background, and we're all in different places with our speaking journey. So that is the very first thing. The next is when I say unlimited, I am hoping I won't get anyone who thinks that means like 24/7. I know I'm putting myself at risk there, but here's why I wanted to do unlimited is that there are seasons in the speaking industry. There are life seasons, and we don't 100% know what's ahead in 2025. If you are someone who's just starting out, you're going to need me a lot in the beginning to help you with craft your messaging and figure out your market and getting those things together. And then after you book your first event, there's probably going to be some space because usually you don't book an event right away. Usually it's a couple months down the road. But the week of the event, you might need me 3 times, 2 times to rehearse, and after the event, the next day or two to kind of debrief and see how it went. And we all have different schedules. We all have life things that come up. We have family needs. And so it's not, you have to do once a week, da 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 da. Again, it is customizable to you and who you are and where you are at in life. And some people need accountability. So that's good. Like we can definitely set a schedule things. Others needs just guidance and then the space to create, but you're hesitant because of time commitment. That's also where this might work very well in your favor. Um, Here's some things about me that I do differently, I think, as a speaker coach. The very first thing is that I'm a speaker. So I am out there doing it with you. And the speaking industry changes all the time. The technology changes, what people want to listen to, who they're hiring, all of that changes constantly. And I'm out there in the field with you doing it. And a lot of speaker coaches are not speakers. So they're just going to help you write a speech and then tell you not to say uhs and ahs and filler words. Well, you can tell already I use a ton of filler words and it don't matter. It really doesn't matter at all when you're on stage. You want to be excellent, but nobody cares if you use filler words. It's a true story. So, I'm out there with you doing it, and I've done it. And I've made a lot of mistakes and spent a lot of money going down the rabbit holes that I didn't need to go down. So, I have a degree in theater. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in acting and directing. And so, excuse me, I have bronchitis. So, I'm really proud of myself for making this video, but that's also why I'm not looking so spunky. Anyways, um, I have done film, television, commercial, and stage work, and that's like my training and my background. And then I stumbled into doing stand-up comedy by complete accident when I was 35, and I went into the stand-up comedy world for a couple of years, and then I have a story of almost dying a bunch. And so I would get hired to be funny, but then they asked me to go ahead and share my message of how I got through everything I went through with the whole dying a bunch thing. And that is how I became a motivational speaker. And that is my love. Like, this is it for me. So for me, I utilize performance aspect of everything I've learned in acting, things like camera technique that is important for Zooms and social media marketing. Um, then I have my comedy background, which I still do stand up. I'm currently touring with the Moms Unhinged comedy show nationally. And then I'm a speaker. And it really took me a lot to learn the whole speaking industry. I didn't know what anything was when I started. I didn't know what a meeting planner was. I didn't know what practical takeaway. I didn't know any of the lingo. And I've stumbled through it all. So I've failed miserably, and I've also done well. Every event has been different, and I've stood in front of thousands, and they loved me. And I've also stood on a baseball field in the dirt in 100-degree weather during COVID and delivered an hour speech in the wind. So I've been there. That's one of the things. So I'm also an emotional support in that I get it. I get the speaking business and all the ups and downs because I've been through it and I'm still going through it. The other thing you should probably know is that I do not write your keynote or comedy for you. And that is a personal belief of mine in that I feel that you're going to have your own speaking style, your own message, your own everything. And I feel like your keynote needs to come from you and it needs to be in your voice. So I can help guide it and tweak it and give you the elements that need to be in it, like foundational phrases and the creativity and the stories. But that's your job. You're going to have to write the keynote. And when it comes to humor, I'm not going to write you a bunch of funny lines because it's not authentic to you. And if you're not naturally funny, I'm setting you up for failure. Rather, we're going to try and pull from you your natural sense of humor and just plug those in a few fun places. So that is how I work with that. I'm not a bureau, so I'm not booking you events. So I can't promise you how many events you're going to get because it's up to you. And if you don't do the work, I can't promise anything. Um, but that's also where the pricing comes in at 8,500. So why 8,500? There are a couple reasons for that. The first is that, believe it or not, that is actually very cheap for the speaking industry. I am offering you a really good deal because One event starting out is 5,000. So the pay is high, but a lot of times it's a little bit expensive to run the business side. So if it's possible for you to book two $5,000 events in the year of 2025, which hopefully it would be more than that, but again, I can't guarantee it more than covers my costs or one event and the fact that I'm going to save you money. And here's what I mean by that. As I said, the speaking industry can be very expensive. There's things that you need as a speaker, like a demo reel, like your assets, like photos, things like that. Anything that's labeled for speakers tends to be really high priced. So if I go to someone who specializes in speaker demo reels, I could pay between $15,000 to $30,000 for a 5-minute video. But I'm an actor and I've done a lot of commercial and film. If I go to my friends down the street here in Denver who shoot national commercials and are probably better, um, I could literally, it's 90% cheaper because I'm utilizing the film and acting industry. So that is something that I will help you through on finding way cheaper ways to do things than what the standard market is, I think, within the speaking industry. Um, trying to think of anything. Oh, okay. But I know it's a big investment. And you are very welcome to call me and we can talk. I will not sell you. That is, I've also spent thousands of dollars on selling and how to sell better. And I just realized I do not feel like manipulating anyone into buying something they're not sure about. You know your finances, you know where you're at, you know your goals. I am not going to even remotely try and convince you. I mean, we can talk about you and where you're at and like just some ideas that I have for you and what that might look like, but it will not be a sales pitch at all. Um, darn it. No. Oh, and the other thing too is that I am only going to take 5 people at this price. That's it. The reason I'm only taking 5 is twofold. One is my own speaking schedule, because I do speak and I do perform. So and I never take a large coaching client load anyway, because that is not my speaking is my main source. The coaching is one of the a love thing for me. Like I love seeing other speakers succeed and get their message out there. It's very, I don't know, it makes me happy. So I feel like I can't do a good job with more than 5. Like it would just be too much and I wouldn't have the time and the space to give people the attention that they need. The second is really from a business side of speaking, which is something that I think is important for you that we can definitely discuss. Most people do not make all their money in speaking, simply speaking. They have other products that they sell. And so for me, my coaching is like a side hustle. Um, and so it doesn't make sense for me to just like give that away for free. It is part of my income model, but that is something that I want to pass on to you. So I'm being really open about that because that is something you will need to do most likely as well. Very, very few people make the bajillion dollars simply from speaking. It is selling products off the back end or called back of the room sales. So that is definitely something that I would be encouraging you and helping you to do as well. So 5 people, $8,500 each, 1 year, unlimited coaching for wherever you're at. You're going to kind of decide the rhythm. And we're going to work from whatever your future goals are. And again, I can't promise you that you're going to make a ton of money. I won't do it like other speaker coaches. Um, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to guarantee gigs because, like I said, anybody who does that's lying because I paid for it myself and I did the work and it didn't work. So I'm not doing that to anybody. Like I'm just adamant against doing that. Okay, well, feel free to ask me questions. The best way to reach me is my email, and it's everywhere on this website, but it's my name, Stacy at stacypeterson.com. STACY at STACYPED as in David, ERSON.com. You're welcome to shoot me an email or just sign up. Oh, and probably the other thing people want to know is, do I take payments? So I personally don't. On the platform that I use for this and for my online coaching, excuse me, for my online courses and so forth, but it does. And I've never done it. It's through Klarna. I don't really know anything about it. But if you're familiar with Klarna or you want to research that, you can do that. But I personally, it's just like a one-time thing through the website. And if you're like, I am not ready for that, this year I will be offering more live online webinars. And I'm excited because I've wanted to do this for a long time. I am working towards being able to do some in-person workshops that are very small and tailored to performance skills and improv and storytelling and the things that make you interesting when you're on stage. So stay in touch if this is, you're like, yeah, but I'll have schedules up probably in January. So check back on the website in January and I'll have probably the first and second quarter's worth of stuff up there. So okay, well, I hope to see you. I hope you're one of the 5. But that's up to you and your timing. And I wish you all well and thank you for watching.